So this is actually kind of an interesting story, but we went to the same high school, but we didn't know each other. We had a lot of the same friends, and so it was kind of crazy how we didn't meet in high school. I mean, it's kind of a big high school, but it wasn't that big.
So it was December 19th, and I had decided to go out with a couple of my coworkers. It was one of my boss's birthdays.
So I had this good friend, Daniel Butson, and we ended up at Jackson's, and we were in the same place. And since Leslie knew what I looked like, she came up and introduced herself to me.
Then I saw Michael walking past me, and I walked up and stuck out my hand and introduced myself, and that was really it.
And we just sort of hit it off, and after that, I actually went home and friended her on Facebook.
Then spent the next several weeks talking and texting a lot, some very late nights texting over the holidays. And I guess the rest, as you can say, is history.
We finally had our first date on New Year's Day, and sort of the rest is history.
Really hit it off from there.
Well, I think the first thing, and people can deny this, but the first thing that you're attracted to is obviously the looks. And so I was very attracted to her. I thought she was a gorgeous girl.
First and foremost, I think it was his bright red hair. I knew from the moment I saw him that that was it.
But after getting to know her a little bit, I really was very attracted to her personality and just her facial expressions and just the way she approached things.
That was the first thing, and his smile, of course. I think everyone says that, but yeah, the physical attraction probably first, and from there it was just this communication that we had.
And I'm just attracted to her on several different levels.
A lot of joking and banter and just so much fun. I think, I guess I'm sure that he would probably say the same thing, but we definitely have a connection on our faith level, and that was very apparent just from the first few dates. And I think it's so important to have that. It really sets the stage for everything else in your relationship.
I also love her because, quite frankly, she's just a blast to be around. Like I can never predict what she's gonna do. She's just very, very unpredictable and surprises me at every turn. And so it's just exciting every day to hang out with her, and I really wouldn't want to hang out with anybody else.
And we just have fun. We can be ourselves. We don't take each other too seriously. We just have a great time together, and we play, and I think that's so important.
And so if I had to choose one friend, it would be her. And I think it's really important that your soulmate is also your best friend and not just someone that you have, you know, these love feelings for. It's someone that you can have a lot of fun with and share a lot of the same interests. And she's very adventurous, and I'm very adventurous, so we have a lot of fun together, and we have a lot to look forward to.
I want to talk about when you asked me to marry you.
Okay.
So Michael had this whole plan, and it was taking place in Gainesville at his apartment. And what game was it? It was an awful team that UF was playing. Totally worthless.
I don't even remember, to be honest.
It was a terrible school.
It was the weekend before the Florida State game.
Right. So I was totally caught off guard. I was going straight from work to visit him. And we kind of have this tradition of going to Publix and getting Publix subs, like when I first got to town. And so I got there, you know, I'd worked all day and been on the road for a couple of hours. I got there and I said, okay, I'm really hungry, let's go to Publix. And he says, no, I want you to listen to this piece that I've composed. And in my head, of course, I was saying, oh, but I'm really hungry.
You didn't want to watch it, you were hungry. You wanted a sandwich.
I know, I did. I had chicken tender sub on the brain. But I sat down and he started playing this video. And there were all of these pictures from our relationship together and just things that were really special. And it started playing and this soundtrack came on and I instantly thought, oh my gosh, he's gonna propose. Like, is this the proposal? Is this it? Is it not it? Well, if it's not it, then how am I gonna segue into another conversation? Because it's gonna be really awkward if he doesn't ask me to marry him at this minute. There were just a million
I wouldn't go through that much
things.
work for a diversion.
There were a million things going through my head, and I just couldn't imagine. But it got about halfway through the video, and I started to settle down and enjoy it a little bit. And then he pulled out the ring afterwards and asked me to marry him. And it was special. We just had a good time. But
we had to rewatch it afterwards though, because you didn't even pay attention to the first half because you were trying to figure out what was going on.
We had to watch it several times, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And afterwards, I definitely still wanted a chicken tender sub, but Michael had planned this big meal, and so it all worked out. But I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Right now, I think the first thing is a job.
That would be good.
We want to have a job so that we can have a home.
Lots of redheaded babies.
How many?
I don't know. Whatever God says. We just had something that we both felt was really, really different than anything that we had ever dreamed of or even experienced in the past.
I don't know, I think that sort of the future before she met me was sort of hazy, and I kind of knew where I kind of wanted to go, but didn't really see, very clearly.
I think we just have a certain communication, and a lot of times it's in the unspoken. We just have those special moments where we don't really need to say anything at all, and we just understand.
But now, with her by my side, I think the future is a lot more exciting, and that I can see all the things that we can accomplish together, and it's just, I think my days are more joyful with her, just knowing that she's with me and she'll always be with me, and that just gives me a lot of joy and happiness, and so I wear a smile a lot more than I used to.